Hi everyone, it is the Bachelor Witch. I'm here with another video, and today I wanted to try and do something a little different. I know that Instagram has Instagram TV, which allows you to upload longer videos, but I wanted to do maybe a week ahead for all signs reading video, and YouTube allows me to do that without worrying about the minute long time constraints. So I wanted to do one for this week. I know it's Wednesday, don't flame me, but it's July 25th today. So just for this week, from Sunday until Saturday pretty much, I wanted to do just a little oracle guidance, and I'll be using the Work Your Light oracle cards. These are by Rebecca Campbell. I like these cards. Really like these cards. I think this is going to be one of the decks that I'm going to use a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful deck. It's got like that kind of Photoshop, let me show you guys what I mean. That's absolutely, let me catch the light. Yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. I love decks that look like this. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give a little guidance for this week. And when I do a reading, whether it's for myself or anyone, I always ask for, higher self, spirit, ancestors, angels of the highest love, light, and intent to come through for the collective or for the client, and, what they would need to hear at this point. So okay, you guys, so for this week we've got the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, and the original light worker. So for those of you who incarnated down here from other timelines, if you remember Atlantis and Lemuria, and lifetimes on other planets, excuse me, that card's for you. And then there's trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling you're trying? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And I look up the etymology of this word a couple months, a year ago. Okay, so it's not bad. But yeah, it's kind of a trust your gut thing. So let me go deeper with the meaning of these cards. I just got this deck, so I still have to use the book, so excuse me. So for the ever unfolding rose, the challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what's falling to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. When you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing. To open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. And it says, work your light, everything's going to be okay, let it crack you open. So I feel like a lot of people have, a lot of us, regardless of where we are in life, a lot of us are just struggling and things are really difficult. And I want to tell you to hold on and that it will be okay. And I know, like, when you're going through stuff, you might not just want to hear, like, oh, it's going to be okay, because, like, the struggle is real. So, sometimes when people say to you, like, oh, it's going to be okay, you might feel that it's minimizing, but really hold on and observe the vulnerability that is happening to you. And it's a really difficult thing when you're going through struggle and strife to be able to trust, but try and take a good look at what's happening and find the healing in the situations that are happening to you, and move out of those. I find that, like, when things have happened to me and I sit there and I'm kind of like, oh, well, poor me, it's a little more difficult to move through those things. And instead of moving through them and, like, really processing and healing, I'll stay in those spaces for a long time. So it's good to move. It's good to move through those things. And so the next card here is Mintakan. Longing for home, belonging, the original light worker. So like I said, if you are, and this card, it says Mintakans are a soul group that who originated on a planet in the constellation of Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original light workers. So yeah, it's really just like longing for soul family. A lot of people, it's like a steady process of people being like awakening. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. And when you awaken and you know that you're a being incarnated here, and you find out that you are a light worker, you're looking not only for, like, your physical family and to connect with your ancestors that are of flesh and blood to you, but also on a spiritual level, a soul level, people from different like planets and timelines and different galaxies and stuff like that. So if you're doing that, I would definitely suggest to do, like, different meditations or get a reading and see where it is that your soul kind of originates, so that you can maybe find a little bit more of your soul family. And I would also say, if you can, to travel. I know not everyone has, like, buku dollars and stuff like that, to kind of travel, but even, like, you never know what you'll find or who you'll find walking around your neighborhood. Honestly, anyone could be out there. You might have passed them, like, all the time and never really given them much of a second thought. So yeah, I think, travel is good. Move around and do, like, meditations. And, the thing about doing meditations, especially when you're trying to connect to something that you've never connected to before, is that you will have to do it often, and you will have to do it a lot until stuff starts to come through. Sometimes people just right away, straight off the bat, everything comes flooding in. Or, like, they'll have dreams and they'll remember, like, various aspects of their previous lifetimes. And, what I'm saying is, like, don't get discouraged. This is something, especially, like, opening yourself up as an intuitive channel, especially, like, if you're a little bit older and you're not that connected, is not, if it's not easy for you, like, right off the bat, like, don't get discouraged and definitely keep going with it. I think that you will definitely be fine. So our last card here Is trust the niggle? What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay, so, oh, let me see. Rebecca Campbell's also from Britain, and so their like English, I guess, is a little bit different. You know, English is different everywhere, whether you're in like the same country or not. But I'm from America, and I don't hear, that term too much. I've seen it from someone who was Canadian to actually Danielle Laporte. But yeah, like it's almost like this feeling, this thing that you want to do, whether it's, expanding yourself, expanding your business, going over trauma, healing, traveling. That's really what's coming to mind to me right now. And also, one of the books that I absolutely love is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And in it, the alchemist talks about your personal legend and how you have to follow your personal legend. And, especially like if you're intuitively open, you're receiving intuitive messages, you have to pay attention to those things and you have to follow those things. Otherwise, intuition will come through less and less and less until like you don't really got the juice like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Until you're not in tune with your intuition. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of things that people are being called to do now. A lot of people look at their lives and things that are happening with themselves and they're not really satisfied. People aren't meant to work professions that, don't give them a lot of joy, or, they're boring and can't pay bills, and that's just like, that's kind of it for you. That's how you got to go out. That's how you got to die. Like, a lot of people want to do more, they want to know more, they want to see more, they want to experience more. It's all of these things. They want to open themselves up and experience all of these different things. And we definitely have to do that. And so one of the ways that I think that we can do that, if we can travel, we do travel. If we are able to get into and delve into and talk about whatever little things it is that we want, and like maybe a little small way. So let's just say, like, you can't like just quit your job and go off and just start a business like right off the bat and be financially sound. Maybe you have to like save a little bit and work a little bit, or maybe you have to go to like maybe a completely different job that pays you more, and maybe like has benefits, and you automatically like get vacation time. So you can have time for yourself, or you curate your day to have more time for yourself, so you can be self-reflective and look at things that you want to do. You can brainstorm, you can figure out all the different ways to do things and move and do it. And also, not just being um sorry a pillar of light and anchoring that vibration down, but also being an example and sharing with community as much as possible, because you know life is not good for everybody. Life is not great where everyone can just sit there and tune out things that are happening to them, when like there's a whole lot of strife in their country, or if they're getting gunned down in the streets, or if they're being discriminated against, or if they can't find a job, or if they're in danger by their spouse, things like that. So we do have to kind of step up and take care of each other, take care of our fellow man, and really share our knowledge, share the things that we've experienced, really help to, in whichever way that we can, to channel in more light and to hold down a higher frequency, however that happens. But I definitely through involvement with community. So yes, I'm sorry, I get like really kind of frenzied if I'm like kind of going off of like a thought and channeling in messages, and like I feel like I can't breathe right now. So sorry about that. But yeah, that is my guidance, my, kind of energetic forecast for this week. And I hope that you guys are able to definitely put this advice to good use. And it's, the things that I've said right now, I feel like, when you get guidance for like a day, a week, a month, it's not just for that month. I feel like these are always concepts and lessons and things that you need to constantly bring down into you and integrate into your being and integrate into your life, because, like, we need those things. And if you forget a lesson, or if you don't integrate the lesson, it will keep coming back. It will keep coming back. And, especially with this last card of like, sharing yourself and being open and going after the things that it is that you wish to do, and then going back and sharing that with community. That's something that's very important, and that's something that everyone needs to do. Like, everyone needs to contribute in their own way and attack, like, a problem from all of these different angles, not just one side. So, whew, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I gotta sneeze. Bless me. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me for this week's guidance. I'll also do some tarot scopes. Yeah, that's one of the things that I definitely want to bring to this channel, is tarot scopes, and doing maybe like Crystal Wednesdays, where I go over a crystal and talk about all of its different properties and stuff like that. And then maybe like, tie that into a blog post or something like that. So yes, I hope that information was definitely helpful to everyone. I hope, a couple people see this, a couple people share it, a couple people, take some advice, I guess. So, anyways, yeah, that's kind of going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.